Well, welcome to Conscious Gatherers. Today's episode is number 132, and today's date is October the 29th, 2024. My name is Beverly Thompson, and I'm here with AJ Royce.
Hello, everybody.
Well, welcome again, and a lot more to share as always. Royce has a very good insight that I think you will find just the way it's worded just makes so much sense, and it's about truth. But the way it's stated, it really makes you think about what is truth, even though we've talked about that in past podcasts. But the way that it's come through today, I think you'll get a lot out of it. So hang on for that. And I'm going to first talk about some visitors that actually we can call them visitors, but there's been a group of, what do you want to call them?
Beings.
Beings. Yeah, those from elsewhere, but they've really been with me a lot, and I can just look and I can see them, and at least their upper bodies, and so they definitely are watching. I do feel that these beings are very benevolent, and but it's interesting that I've seen them quite a bit lately.
They look very human.
They do. Just a quick story. I was getting a facial, which was nice, a few days ago, and I noticed them, and then I was asking them. I said, "Well, how do you keep your youth?" Because many of our we want to call them ET friends, our cosmic brothers and sisters, appear to be very young, even though they may be a few hundred or thousands of years old. How do you do that? And then I heard the word chambers. I went, okay. And so, I'm thinking of the med beds that we have, talked a little bit about on this podcast. But I think we're going to find out more about the med beds, which are great frequency healing devices that are already available and used for our military. So we're going to find out more about those soon.
And even Toth, when he was speaking about the halls of Amenti, there are chambers in them that are for, what's the word? Rejuvenation chambers. He used to go into that once every 50 years, I believe, when he was in the Toth embodiment, to be rejuvenated so he could stay and continue his work. So I thought that was interesting.
So here we are. We have this technology. It already exists, yet it hasn't been displayed to the masses yet, but will soon. It's around the corner. Be available for us to use, and we do have to have that vibrational quality, or to know that it is us doing the healing with the assistance of the machine through the frequencies of the machine. My understanding is that it will repair your body parts, your organs, grow limbs, keep you youthful, or whatever your desired
outcome.
Outcome is. So to me, it's very, very exciting. And some people are going to say, "No, I'm not interested." It might scare them a little bit, but that's okay. Other people will say, "Yeah." So it will replace many of the health industries that we right now, I'm going to say, enjoy or not enjoy, but some of the things that we're healthcare industries that we presently have. So that's coming soon.
Yeah.
Okay. When we started talking earlier, Royce and I this morning, I noticed our friends that I mentioned, our cosmic brothers and sisters. So that was both male, female, as we could see them because they looked very human. And they're watching and they're at the ready, and I've been thinking, are you guys just continuing watching this or what? And they all kind of laughed. So in other words, they see time differently. So how that works with them, I'm still not sure how to explain that. But it was kind of a off comment that they laughed that we would think that way because it's not the way it is.
Yeah, time's not really a linear thing. The way we look at it, it's like every moment's all the same.
Yeah, it is. It's mind blowing that we could see that today. Well, today we asked where they were from. It's like who really are you? And Royce, you said they were from
the Antarean system, Antares. And you got a specific planet.
Yeah, it's if I pronounced it correctly, I was getting the words antibula, which reminds me of a bone. That's something like antibula or something along those lines. It was a little difficult for me to get the exact word, but that's the closest as I could get it that they were sharing with us. Then one of the members of the group, a female, she had dark hair, she stepped forward and, excuse me, she had a rod or a stick, whatever.
Or wand.
Yeah. Maybe about 30 inches, 24 to 30 inches long, if they were the size of humans. And she's stepping forward with this wand, and call it a wand. And then they were showing us a pool of water, and she touched the water with the wand, which created a ripple effect. Just a very light ripple. Then, and I'm looking at Royce, and I start laughing. And I'm like, what? And I see a little yellow rubber ducky, floating on the ripples. But, you're explaining what I'm seeing, and you're ready you can jump in here anytime because we're both, seeing things. Then this woman starts stirring the water counterclockwise.
With the wand.
With the wand, yeah. And when you do that, when you stir water, what does it do?
Creates a vortex.
Yeah. So you could see that vortex. And then the little rubber ducky, yes, we've been singing the rubber ducky song.
Yeah.
Now that we mention it, if you all remember it, you're going to start, singing it constantly until it's out of your consciousness. But anyway, going back to the vision and that she was showing us is that the duck went through the vortex and rather quickly.
Yes.
And it was like a vortex of energy or a wormhole or a black hole. Yeah. Is there any other way we can explain this?
No, just vortex.
Yeah. And then I could see the duck, floating just on a beautiful pond at the blue skies and just a beautiful place, very light, just a very, very lit up place. That you'd see here on Earth, but it was really quite beautiful. Okay,
so we started talking about what that could mean, and it's like the ripples, the ripple effect. Whatever happens here, they feel the effect of it where they are. So everything that we do here is the ramifications are experienced elsewhere. So it's another reason for us to be very careful about what we do here.
Exactly. That goes into what you received today about truth. So that means quite a bit. Yeah, one of the first things, even before we could see that this lady had her wand or rod, I had heard, we are all in this together.
Mm-hmm.
So they just said, what's happening here on Earth, it definitely affects them. So, as you just said. So it's just like, wow. Okay, and then in the next thing, we saw this woman puts her hands up, palms facing each other in front of her, and maybe about a foot apart or so.
Yeah.
And then, saw that, and then she took her index fingers and then touched the points of her fingers together. Okay, then she put her palms together and then opened her index finger and thumb and opened it up much like a lotus blossom would open up.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, she did a circle, formed a circle with her hands. So, just bringing the two hands together, forming a circle, a couple inches diameter. I guess it really doesn't matter. And if you would explain what that was all about, I'd love it.
It's like what was once two different things came together, and by that coming together, it created a new creation, a flower that opened. And it was when she did her hand and with the circle, it was a new golden age. And so that's what we're heading toward very quickly. What once was two different things, two opposing things, came together to create something new, a new golden age.
It's really a neat way to look at that whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
just with simple hand gestures.
Yeah, so it's like when that duck went through the vortex, all of a sudden it was in another place. So it's just a reiteration of what she showed us with the visual with her hands. A new creation, a calming.
It was very calming.
Yes.
Then we did notice that many of us are walking pillars of golden light. Well, prior to that, I could see she came up close in our vision.
Yeah.
And whew, it was her eyes were sparkling gold.
Yeah, they were striking. Just
was
absolutely beautiful.
I'm looking at Royce. I said, "You seen what I'm seeing?"
The golden eyes.
Yeah. I mean, it was like gold.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very gold.
It was just gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were just saying many of us are walking golden pillars of light, and many people have that heart. Where the gold comes through the heart and then goes out, and that's that peace and love.
Yeah, so we all act in different ways of bringing forth, of channeling forth this light to the planet, within the planet, to the people here. So we're all channeling in that light in different ways, through the heart, through our feet, through our heads, whatever it is. We're all doing this, so it's quite a wonderful thing, taking part literally in bringing about this new golden age.
Hey, yay. I would love for you to share your insight today.
Okie dokie. Who would have thought that truth could carry so much light? And what is truth anyway? Truth is the pure essence of something put into a word. And so truth is an essence, a purity or distillation put into a form that can be uttered, verbalized, spoken. And so truth is actually the calling forth of something whose essence already exists. Therefore, truth is something that is alive. It is a living word, and you can actually feel the life in it. So the next time you are questioning whether something is truth or not, just allow yourself to feel it. Can you feel the life in it? Or are you feeling a reaction being provoked? Which one would you judge as being the imposter? Surely an emotional reaction being provoked would be the imposter, dragging your own vibration down only to leave you feeling worn out and taken advantage of. But the reaction we have to something filled with life makes us feel enlivened ourselves, further raising our vibration. It is a wise move for us to pay attention to our own inner response to any and everything we expose ourselves to. That which is filled with the living essence of truth will never lead us astray.
Thank you.
Sure.
I just feel that was so well said. That the living essence of truth will never lead you astray.
Yeah.
And how many times are we provoked? And somebody will say that's the truth, and you're like, huh?
Yeah, that's a contradiction in terms, you know.
Yeah, it is. When you look at it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, just a thought. Some people may even know it's truth, what we see is truth, and then another is provoked because they believed in something totally different, and all of a sudden you're challenging them with what you feel is the truth. I just wondered what your reaction to that is, or action.
Can you word that in another way?
Okay. Especially nowadays, that there are so many, you want to call them truths, so many things coming forth that being revealed, because we've used that word revealed, and some people are saying, no, it can't be. Nobody would stoop that low, or whatever it may be, some of the horrific things that we've heard about and seen, we'll say through our third eye, because some of that stuff I could not see in person. It would do me in. But some people would never believe it and say, oh, that's all hoax, that's all of this, that's all of that. So it stirs within them that distrust of that information. And so it's, I guess, and I'm looking at the two. How does that work?
Well, you sent me something a short time ago that actually made me mad. It's because I had not approached that particular subject in that way. And so it was totally outside my comfort zone. And so what did I do? I prayed about it. and I was asking for the truth to shed its light inside my mind so I could actually see what was going on here. And when I awakened the next morning, it's like everything lined up, and I had my answer. And it was like, well, that's the only thing that makes any sense. And I felt like a burden had been lifted off of me. So it had actually an unexpected enlivening effect for me.
Because it first made you angry.
Yes, it did.
I didn't learn this until tonight. So go ahead.
Yeah, so there's sometimes a time element in there, because when we first get hit with something, humans are very quick to judge things. Sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes that's an unwise reaction, because you need to take a little bit of time. It's like, wait a minute, maybe I don't have all the information. And so you have to take a little bit of time for yourself to be able to sort it out and to let the chips fall where they may. And I was unattached to how they were going to settle out, because I was only after one thing only, and that was the truth. And so, like I said, when I awakened, it all was laid out in a straight line for me, and I was put at ease. So I had my answer.
One of the things we talked about right before the podcast was judgment, and then letting go of egos, EGO, egos hold, because that's the judgment factor comes in, and that's our ego. And who is to say what is best for another?
Yeah.
And we tend to judge somebody that's poor, somebody that's rich, or whatever it may be. Their looks, their this, their that. I mean, it's like all over the place. And we're all different, and which makes it really pretty nice, because then we all have something to share, and we take it in a little bit differently.
Yeah, and there's so much more to learn that way. I can't tell you how many times I have seen something that I thought, my mind was saying, man, that was, I'm watching the unfolding of some really bad judgment playing out here. But then I got to think about it, and what it gave me in the form of knowledge was immense, because it was giving me some things that I hadn't thought about before, I hadn't figured out. So, to just step right in immediately and say, no, that's a lie, that's stupid, you made a bad move, whatever it is. If we can just pause for a moment so we can get our heads back on straight and give ourselves some time to think and to reason things out in a calm way with a little bit of distance, putting our emotions aside, then we get to see the good stuff, lessons that I needed to learn myself. It had nothing to do with them. It was all about me.
It always is.
Yep.
And a lot of people are saying, what if, that sort of thing. And how many people, when you tell them something, their jaw drops. It's kind of odd how that happens, Just you start thinking about that. How we show our emotions,
yes,
or information that comes in, the jaw drops. It's just kind of interesting that, why does it happen that way? I don't know if anybody else has thought that, but it's just like, why do we cover our mouths when they're like, oh my gosh, and we cover our mouths, and even animals, sometimes animals will do that too. But it's it's like just our actions.
Initial shock.
Yeah, it's like why do we do what we do? Don't know. Yeah, so I don't know, but it's just interesting to observe.
Yeah.
And, the human emotions are really pretty incredible, and it makes us who we are.
Yeah.
All right. Other word I received, and I'm just going to bring this up, and where this is going to go, I'm not sure. And that is the word reconstitute, which means changing the form in organizations such as an institution, or restore. And I think that I feel that's what's happening here with some of the political processes that are going on. That's where my mind went when I received that word. So a lot of this, and it's really more beyond the political structure. It's the earth. We had talked about I think 2 weeks ago about the last podcast about when we came onto this earth and how the many cedars or planetary systems were a part of the human, presenting that, then it was hijacked, etc. So that restoration may be part of that whole thing.
Yeah, I can see it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I feel that even the political structure mirrors, not directly mirrors, but it mirrors the type of thing that's going on now as we're entering that new earth.
Yeah, I see that as reflectivity. That's what I call it, where one thing is like you said, mirrored into something else, or reflected into something else, the way something functions, the way it looks, the way it behaves. So it runs all the way through creation, reflectivity.
Exactly. It's like the Antareans that spoke to us today, just showing how things work and how what happens here, it affects them. It's like, wow. So this is not, we're not some small little group here on this earth, and we're not any stupid humans, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And to understand that, because each of us are a pillar.
Yeah,
so be that light.
That saying, I'm only human. Oh, man.
I don't like that either. Yeah, it's like...
Oh, no, like, can we get over this now?
We are human. We are absolutely these wonderful humans. So,
yeah.
So, let's put our shoulders back and heads up and not look down and say, okay, and start acting that way, and then it will become easier for you to realize really how grand each and every one of us is.
Yeah. Yeah, and just a suggestion, this thing about truth, if you would like, you could start off your day by saying, I want to see truth. I want to feel truth. I want to experience truth. I want to know truth and only truth. And it will come your way. It may not be quite in the form that you were expecting, but truth will make its way to you. So if that's what you want.
I think it's a great idea, because isn't that what we all want?
Well, not everybody.
Or what are we afraid of if we don't want it? However, you spoke about something I sent you, and it made you angry, and you asked for the truth, and it was like a burden that dropped off. Now, you had to think about it overnight, or let it, penetrate your being.
I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it until I didn't know what to do with it anymore, and so I just had to let it go and ask for help with it, so that I could see it for what it really was, because I wanted the truth, and that's all I wanted.
And you felt so grand afterwards.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. So I'm asking all of us, when this stuff hits us, what are we afraid of? Is that our egos hold on us? Yeah, it is. So it's like, just let that go and breathe.
Yeah, this planet. Hey, if you're not in for the game of change, you came to the wrong place. Because that's what you've got here. We have to be adaptable, and we have to be willing to change, because there's a lot of things that need changing.
And it's happening, and just allow it to happen. Because things are going to be so much grander. It's like the rubber ducky, going through that vortex, and it was just so peaceful and lit, and it was just, the water was just like glass. It was just beautiful. Even if it was wavy, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
But, that was the visions that we got. So it was really pretty cool, just the hand gesturing of other beings, and we got the message.
Yeah.
To me, it was pretty clear.
Yeah.
Now, both of us figuring out, okay, you see this? Okay, this is what this means. So it's really fascinating to me.
Yeah, it is.
It's fun. Well, thank you all for joining us. And next week, here in the United States, will be the election, if it happens. So, for however it turns out, and there's reasons for everything. But stand up for your rights, the truth, and it'll set you free. So stay calm for whatever happens, and we're going to all get through some of the turmoil that's going on right now. Just stay calm, because there's reasons for it all. It's called change. Yeah, here we are, reconstitute, change the form or organization of an institution. I do think that's happening. I honestly feel or know that's happening.
Yeah, light keeps moving, and it moves in a spiral, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger as it goes out. That's telling us something, that things are not going to stay the same. Things keep moving forward and outward and upward. That's just the name of the game. So things have to change. That's a good thing. Change is the name of the game. So just go with the flow. Keep your thoughts up. Keep your vibration up. Because when we do that, we spoke about that last time. When our vibration is up, everybody else feels it too.
Even off planet.
That's right.
So the golden age is really almost here.
Yeah.
It's glorious.
Yep. It's what we came here for.
Exactly. And thank you for coming here to bring this in. All
Yes.
of those listening.
Yes, I'm very grateful to be here with you guys. This time of great change, I'm really glad that you decided to stay and to do your part.
See this out.
Yeah.
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 Well, we'll be back. Our next recording of this podcast will be on November the 12th, 2024. So, exciting times in the next couple of weeks. And we wish you all the best and the love that we hold for you all. We're sending it out, and just feel it in your hearts. Thank you.
In between now and then will be 11/11, so you might want to do some investigating on your own to see what that's all about. I see it as a great gateway. So just keep on keeping on.
New beginnings.
Yeah. I love you all.
Love you. And good day.
Good night.